Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Bitcoin. Let's go. Ripping. Let's go. Damn, is this thing on? Shout out to everybody here with a live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let's get hydrated. Let's start this day. Bitcoin pumping 118,350. Can we hold this key level? Can we get back into the good zone? 120K. And who cares about Bitcoin? Altcoins are ripping. XRP to the upside. It's XRP day. Let's talk about it. Let's get our laser eyes focused, as you saw there on the title of the stream. Let's get that. I love this track. I'm going to get it kind of reset here because I love this track. It's a good track. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Critical times for Bitcoin. Always critical times, right? 118,300 for BTC. Money pouring into these altcoins. Doge getting that money. Link, Chainlink getting that money right now. Ethereum flying to the upside. XRP absolutely ripping big buys. Litecoin even jumping on in right now today. We got some Uniswap, Solana absolutely ripping. I got a Sol trade I held for 2 weeks that's just up I believe, what is that, 400%? Something, or no, 269. I thought I saw 269% in at 153, still holding. And I've got 100 grand in Sol too at $100,000. We're up $70,000 in the call, and actually about a little more. We'll see what happens. We threw a little bit of Sol into DJI, 6930. That ripped up last night, 69%. What would you thought? 6930 went up 69%, right? Now still holding gains of about 41%. DJI, 6930. Looked at this coin at a $666,000 market cap. The next day, it was $12 million. Now it's a $25 million market cap. This thing has soared for a 27 or 29x or something like that. I put it out here because I was like not too sure. The market, here was a little risky. Once I saw it in this ascending triangle, I put it out to the trading group. It looked really healthy to me. I said I've traded many a meme with these triangles just like this, and that was the perfect entry somewhere around 0.41042. And now the thing is all the way at 25. So 4 to 25, it's about a 6x for the trading group on DJI 6930. This thing is hot. Hot sauce. I now do own some, so I am now an owner. I didn't, now I'm saying I'm in there. And I got a nice gain last night, and I want to see this thing continue to the upside. DJI 6930 could be the next SPX 6900. So it's got the following, it's got the je ne sais quoi, right? It's got that cult leadership, and it's been plowing ahead. Again, it could also go to 0 in 2 seconds. These are high risk, you never know. But something that I saw this interesting cup and handle. We got the double bottom. We got the pump. Bitcoin doing damage. I'm in the trade right now. We're up $136. It's 6,700 in there. At 10x leverage, it's a $67,000 trade. We had to get back above the 200 moving average on the 15-minute for any of the sauce to happen. They made a head and shoulder, made everyone think they were going to short this puppy. Look, they got everybody to short this head and shoulder pattern. I was long from last night, so I was kind of hanging. And maybe I'm still going to, and then you would have think that would have dumped. Most people would have shorted that, and then they went and got all the shorts to the upside. But we look at the short term here. A lot of liquidity back to $121,000 here on BOOKMAP. So the BOOKMAP showing signs of moves to the upside in the short term. So the closest red is 120K, suggesting we will liquidate the shorts up there that are hiding out. We're going to show you the long-term, top-down analysis here on this beautiful Thursday. God bless everyone in the trading group, everyone that's been hanging out with me the past few days. And let's just talk about the big winner of the day. So look, this is my model here. So we might as well, let's jump on into BitDNX. So I got a trade open on weeks. I'm swing trading on weeks. I'm underwater $100. I'm looking for this bigger trade. See, I'm playing the 1 hour flag to the upside. Looking for this cup and handle to break on out. So I'm watching for a cup and handle to pump me. Doesn't sound right. To pump the price to the upside. I don't want anything pumped. I'm doing the pumping. So we got this cup and handle here, and I'd like to see this thing bust to the upside. And why am I making you squint right on your phone wherever you are? Take a look here. So sorry. I like to be really zoomed in myself. So, but yeah, we got this cup and handle here on the 1 hour time frame. Take me to Valhalla 123.5. And so I trust the cup and handle. Stop loss below the 200 moving average. Let's go. Let's go on the 1 hour time frame. I've been trading this since last night. It's been up and down. We're almost back to break even on this trade. Then I have the same trade open here on MEXC. Similar idea, just above the 200 moving average. See if we can get protected. Up 87, and then here we are watching the bounce here too on Bitfinex. I'm going to jump on into the 1 minute and show you how I can use Bitfinex. So boom, right? 1, 2, buckle my shoe, right? 3, 4, breathe easy, take a deep breath. It's just the 1 minute. The 1 second is where you have to really move. The 1 minute, you got a little bit of time, but you got to be able to execute at a fast rate no matter what. So preferably stop loss below the 200 moving average. You can't get that. It's a little sketchy. So sometimes I'd say, okay, can we get to some bigger target on the bigger time frame and swing that lower, right? So this is what I would be going for. I'm going to 119, 943. My stop loss would be somewhere at about 117, 979. Important I get that 3-to-1. Important I get my risk reward ratio the way I like it. Now, we've been winning almost every trade in this account. We've taken 800 to 25, 960. So let's risk another 180, right, for another 650 on my model, right about there. Click on this again. Make sure you're getting the right price. Watch the candle for a second. I get these last-minute subconscious candle vibes. I can't explain it. Just tell me exactly what to do. And then I'm in there like swimwear, especially on a red candle. I'd like to buy a red candle way better than a green candle, right? Bang. And you can see your take profit right there, your stop loss there. We made a sound, and we're in a live trade. Why? Because we're above the 200 moving average of the 1 minute in a flag touching the 21-day moving average. I do the same thing over and over again. It's pretty boring. But it is what it is, right? And still, will Sammy win the trade? Let's see. Let's see. It's flying around. It's flipping like a dolphin over here. It's all over the place. And if I lose, I lose. It is what it is. No big deal, all right? You only got to win 3 out of 10 of these puppies. You don't got to win them all, So we'll see what happens. Struggling right now, but could we just wick back inside the pattern? Show us the sauce. We got ourselves a beautiful day here. And I don't want to stare at it. Let's do our top-down analysis now. And here's the bot. Last thing the bot did, right? It bought there, bought there, it bought there. It's now in the money. And it's probably going to wait to take profit. See, it's going to take profit here. Expected profit-taking level. It already tells you where it's going to get out. Somewhere on 121.5. Expects to get out somewhere right about here. All right? Once it gets above here, it expects the trend to change. There's the cup and handle. Everything's waiting for our cup and handle. Sammy, cup and handy to the upside, right? So far, so good. Let's watch this beautiful trade play out over time. Look, we're up. Wow, that's fast. Nice trade there. $50,000 size of the trade. $700 in at 68x leverage. This is a pretty high, high risk trade. Most people probably, but I've been doing this for a long time. It's whatever. Simple is as simple does. As long as you know your risk and you know what you're doing. Years ago, you tell me I was trading 68x on the 1 minute. I tell you, I was out of my mind. But I do this with calmness, with ease, and with proper risk management. And we know what we're doing, so it's okay. Shout out to all the beautiful people here. My name is Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer. God bless each and every one of you for being here. I believe God led me to be able to be on this mic every single day. Once I led my life to God, submitted to God, everything kind of changed. I don't know why. I can't tell you. You could have called it a coincidence. You worked hard. You submitted to God at the same time, Sam. But to the non-believer, yes, that would be the explanation. But to the believer, it's just nothing is a coincidence to me. And the connection is real. So, story time later, I got to tell you how I got hit in the head and why I had to call the police that called the Coast Guard. And we're going to get into that later on in the show if you want to stay tuned for story time. So let me know if you want to know why I possibly am concussed even right now as I'm on the show. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. And may God bless each and every one of you. So Bitcoin looks hot. It's above the 200, touching the 21, in the flag. It's my sauce. 80% of the time, that is going to pump. And then we've got liquidity above us all the way to 120,005. Looks like we may get a nasty short squeeze here on the channel in the next 5 to 10 minutes. It's all setting up right. I mean, It seems like this, I'm getting a rerun here. Haven't you seen this show before? This guy wearing a suit and tie named Sam Price, Crypto Lifer, showing liquidity above him on BOOKMAP while he's in a flag above the 200 and the 21. And then all of a sudden, within an hour, there's a massive short squeeze. Who knows, though? I don't know. I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. Anything is possible. We have no idea what's going to happen here. All right? We know we're up the king of 3%, though. And we've already nailed that, doubled it up. Let's see what happens on the trade. We're almost up 10%. This thing is absolutely ripping. The squeeze is starting. Like, it's as if I knew what was going to happen before it happened. Did I come here before? Have I lived this life? I don't know. Some days I actually question that question. And I wonder what the true answer is, because I feel like I may have been here before. All right? Possible little bearish div. Did they take us out on this, or did we get the rippage? Here is really where the day begins. Does the daily candle decide to destroy it and rip it, or do we get a slumpage on resistance? The 1 minute will show it in real time. You understand? It's how it all works out. We're kind of zooming back and forth through time. It's truly an amazing phenomenon, technical analysis, when you think about what's actually going on. So let's break it down. Let's go all the way to the 2-week chart. And let's see if Sammy can see the sauce. Let's hope it's not blinded for me today. And then we got to get into these altcoins. They're ripping right now. XRP doing damage. I can't wait to show the XRP chart in that XRP trade. And I've been going over XRP since like $2 in June 4th. I have a trade for it in the trading group too. XRP. The banger's going. The banger's going. XRP. So, can we get the move? Also have some cool news to share too. Just like some highlights and some big milestones that the crypto market has made. It's not, it's some big volume coming in certain places that's really interesting. So, look, we got $171,000 Bitcoin if this 2-week chart continues to break out of the rising wedge to the upside. Bit of a pawabala. Eat your peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. A pawabala, but it looks like a parabola to the upside here. $170,900 for Bitcoin. And this thing could do absolute damage to the upside. I like what I'm seeing here for BTC. So, hot sauce, I like it. And then there's the target there at about 100. I mean, this thing it looks right. The parabola looks nice for expansion and explosion. Bitcoin, 118,005. Strong support here for a possible continuation bounce to the upside. Train up 6.66% at one point. Now 6.687%. Up 10%, ripping. Looks like a bit of a retest. Can we get the continuation here for the pump? Imagine a massive short squeeze right now to 120K and we all win this trade with the lifer. This would be so official, right? Please, dear Lord, it would be amazing. Again, I'm not trying to pray for trades. I'm just praying for a great life. But I do this for a living, for my kids, for my wife, for everybody, and for myself. And for my lifers and for everyone in the trading group. I'm here every single day putting my butt on the line. If I win, they make fun of me. If I lose, they call me great. I tell them, hey, if I win, I'm not a genius. If I lose, I'm not a loser. It's just a day in my trading career. It's just one piece of the data set, baby. Don't stress. 118,600 for Bitcoin. I'm seeing higher highs here on the morning. This thing's starting to rip. Looks like we could get a massive short squeeze here to the liquidity. 120,005 is what we're looking for. I'm trying to get out on 119. I'm just trying to take a piece. I don't want it all. Just give me a piece, baby. I just need a piece. Let's go. Trade's ripping. This one's up 216 now. Soon to put this stop loss to break even. Let's see what's happening. Bitcoin. Damage. Run it up. Run it up. Run it up. Move that stop loss closer to the 200 moving averages, the 200 moving, because there we got in when the stop, now the moving average has moved up. I move my stop loss the equivalent of the degree that the 200 moving average has moved up. Capiche. You say capiche, I say capasha. This one's still underwater even after this whole pump. But, we balance that off with this win here. Look at this massive boom to the upside here for Bitcoin. Congratulations to anyone that took a snatch out of that one. A snatch? That doesn't sound right. a snipe. Anyone who caught that one, it's not. Anyone who snatched that snipe, it's kind of, I guess, the way to say it there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Calm down there, Sammy. Slow down. Slow your roll, Sammy. The show's not over yet over here. Hey, let's take a look here. 118,700 Bitcoin absolutely doing damage. We're getting some rippage here. I like it. I like it. This could be bearish div and dump on our faces, or we get this continuation and rip to these shorts. But we call the short squeeze here, and we got it. I mean, the show is awesome. You got to love the show. Like, if I didn't do the show every single day, I wouldn't be here at the same time every day, and we never would have found these patterns and these ways to trade. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, God bless the show. God bless consistency. God bless showing up every single day. It's changed my life. I hope it's changed yours. And thank you so much for being here. Everyone that's here, God bless you all. I'm really appreciative. Like, this morning I sat there and I said, there's no other feeling but to be grateful today. Today's a beautiful day. We have the day. You know, some people are going to wake up. They didn't, you know, so sad. Like my mom, she didn't wake up. She woke up one day. She had 100 plans that she even had a little thing in her pocket. I mean, I had a doctor's appointment in a week, you know. My mom had plans, man. Those plans were taken from her. Like, it is what it is. I'm not going to go there. Sorry, but I'm just saying, not everybody woke up. Let's always be grateful for the fact that we woke up. I got out of bed. The first thing I said is, dear Lord, thank you for my legs, man. I walked to the bathroom. And that starts my gratitude. I'm like, you know what? What a day. And gratitude is a habitual process. And it's really a habit. The more you're grateful, the more you're grateful. You see? It's like going to the gym. The more you go to the gym, the more you go to the gym, right? The more you work out, the more you work out. The less you work out, the less you work out. Gratitude is the same way. It's a muscle that can be utilized. I didn't always use gratitude the way I do. Now I'm like obsessed. It's every day. It's constant. It's throughout the morning, throughout the day. I'm grateful. This is nice. Oh, I'm so happy. Constant. And I look and I have so many reasons to be grateful too. Then you get creative at finding more gratitude. There's always a reason. I'm grateful for this mic. This mic works really good. I love it, man. It held me down. Like, I've had it for a few years now. It's my travel mic. It's doing great. You know, I'm grateful for the mixer that someone sent me. The mixer I have right here, some lifer sent to me all the way from like Australia. He had an extra one. He's like, I got something, man. I want to send you a present. And I'm using a mixer that somebody sent to me from the trading group. Like, I'm so grateful for that. Like, that's a blessing. Now, I could have just bypassed both those things. I look at them every day. I haven't even said I'm grateful for those things, but I found a creative way to be grateful. See, we can do this every day. And it's true. I'm not even blowing, you know, it's true. I'm like, that's amazing. This guy sent this to me. I'm actually very grateful when I think about it. Wow. So, trade ripping, 19%. BitNX just doing damage in every time. I mean, look at this. You got to love it. BitNX ripping to the upside and doing I'm just messing with you. Sorry. I kid. Ripping to the upside, though. I mean, I'm speechless with the pump here. Absolutely doing damage. And it's a nice day. We were just taking some swing trades here, not trying to say, you know. And now my trade's starting to do some damage. This trade should finally have been, dang. And man, this trade is ripping. Solana to the upside. The altcoins, we got to get into these altcoins, but Bitcoin's been fun right now. Producing some wins. It's a low volume Thursday. I really don't trust too much of the move, but it is what it is. I want to move the stop loss to break even as soon as I can. Let me see what's happening here on the big. You know, I can move my stop to I feel like I can move my stop to the 3-minute 200. You know? Like right about there. 3 minutes sketchy though, right? Wow, look at the 5-minute. It's away from the 21 though. See, the 5-minute tells me I got to take profits. Unsustainable. I'll have to weather some sideways price action for a while. We may not win this one. It's sketchy. You know, it was a quick cash grab, but let's see. Let's hope that they continue to plow this puppy to the upside and rip us to 120,006. The liquidity is starting to build. I mean, I'm seeing these short squeezing. More people jump into the shorts, the more liquidity they'll give us. I think less people are long like me. So we'll see. The suspense is awesome. Isn't this great? Who's in the chat right now loving these live trades? I mean, this has been fun, right? All week long, it's been awesome. Bitfinex is producing the gains, baby. Shout out to Bitfinex. And I got a trade open on Weeks. Shout out to Weeks. This one's going to rip. And look at my Solana trade on Weeks. Ripping to the upside. Absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it. Look, never liquidates, man. Shout out to my man, Master Friend, man. This thing will go forever, bro. Never liquidations. God bless Master Friend, man. Shout out to everybody. If you want to learn how to never liquidate your trade like that, go to Leverage Mastery with my man, Master Friend. God bless you, man. So nice to see you last night. I feel like I got to call you every night now. I'm addicted. I miss you. And I'm going to make it over there today for sure. I'm pretty sure I can. God bless you so much. Thank you so much for everything. And yeah, I thought I had a Master Friend flyer here somewhere. I have it. I must have cleaned this thing up. Send me a Master Friend flyer, Master Friend. It's in there somewhere. If you're out there. Is he anywhere? Is he out there? But God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Love you, bro. You were so tired. I was exhausted. I got hit in the head, man. We got to tell them the story. You know the story, man. I'm going to tell everyone the story later on in the stream. Why I had to call the police. Why I got banged in the face. Look at the rippage here to the upside. This thing is just beautiful. Bitcoin just going our way today. And we're just taking names and kicking butt. I'm just loving it. Break even. I'm at break even on this trade here on the 15-minute. I don't know, though. We're a little far for the 21. I feel like I should just scalp. Call it a day. Be happy with my wins and move on. No greed, right? I should scalp. I should take something to leave a runner. That's too far for the 21. It's way too far. The way that moved. This trade I'm going to take down. I'm going to take what I can out of this trade. I'm just going to be smart and pay the trader. I've been on a streak now. It's been good. So that was just total rippage out the flag, though. I'm going to pay myself somewhere, somehow right now. I'm going to take that 300. That's nice. You do that 10 times a week or 10 times in a month, that's $3,000. You know, people don't realize how fast the money adds up when you're disciplined. Bitfinex, I guess we'll let cook. Could still lose $89 on Bitfinex. That's the sad thing is, like, this could end up being a losing trade. You know, I have to be open-minded to that if I'm ready to stay in. That's the problem. You know what I mean? You can't have your cake and eat it too. So I'm going to take this trade because it's too far for the 21. So I took that 300. That 15-minute looks to me like it will have to reset. I could be wrong. Maybe it just goes on a tear. And then I'll leave the week's trade open because that's a bigger trade on the 1 hour that I've had open for a while. That I'm trying to get to like 126K. You see? Bang. So I paid myself one place. I'll leave this ripping. And we'll see what happens. I'd love to see this thing continue to fly. Let's go. And I'm not stressed that the one thank you for the win I just had. I'm grateful. Now I have something to be grateful. And we move with gratitude. Understand? Let's finish this top-down analysis. So sorry, but Bitcoin's just been fun to trade. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on right now. You know, we're not going to pigeonhole ourselves to just staring at the charts every 5 seconds. We're going to live trade. We're going to do what we do. We're going to get involved. Whatever the market's going to throw at us like a frisbee, we're going to catch it this way, that way, underneath, over here. Send me that frisbee, baby! Let's hit the beach, kid! Sorry, I'm getting a little excited here. I'm on the vineyard. It's a vineyard summer over here, if you know what I'm saying. Hey, that's enough laughing. You're in the back. You're too loud. So, look, can we get this thing continue to go here? We got resistance at 123,000. 123,000. Are you serious? Wow. The high for Bitcoin was 123,218. That's absolutely beautiful. Unbelievable. And maybe I got to get some water. Why I'm stuttering so much over here. And don't pour this in a bowl and put your face in it. Drink it. All right? For crying out loud. Let's take a look here at the weekly. And the weekly's shaping up. hopefully to clean itself up and be better. Get a nice pump here to the upside. Yeah, they're trying to take this down. Now we need to see another flag. Get ourselves another flag here on this 3-minute chart. Let the 21 come to play. As long as we touch this 21 without losing the 200, we're going to continue this move. Somewhere at 119,397 and onward. If this thing continues to come, they're going to stop me out. We'll lose the 200, and maybe it was lackluster move. It is Thursday. Lack of volume. That may be all we get. You know what I'm saying? So I know that. That's why I took the profit when I could. Almost just want to... The key is not to lose money, you know? Stop loss to break even here. Protect the purse. I'd rather just not lose it. I'll basically only give a tiny fee and not lose much. So we'll go from there. All right, so the weekly. Still looking nice as we spoke about. We want to see this thing turn green though. I would not like to see a tweezer top. Same as the 5-day chart. It could close somewhat red and then make a flag, but it would be nice if it did not. And the 3-day chart too as well. But you know, what goes up must come down. We do have some, we could be making a flag here for Bitcoin where, you know, the 21 could come and connect and then we can rip again. 3-day chart's been acting beautifully. It didn't like rip really too far away from the 21, which is what you want to see. And it's a very, very strong time frame. Very, like you can rely on the 3-day with a lot of money. I do. I mean, you do whatever makes you happy. I use the 3-day for big gains. You know, and again, what I say and do here is not financial advice. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But I use the 3-day chart for big money. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm trading a bigger trade, I'm using 100,000 and I want to see it trade through, turn it into 200 grand, I'm going to use the 3-day chart. You know, if I'm just kind of messing around, yeah, the daily, the 4-hour, and I'll swing 20 grand, 40 grand. But if I'm swinging big money, 100 to $250,000 and up, I'm getting into that 3-day chart. I'm sitting with it. I'm letting it happen over time. I'm getting ready for a patient run. Patience is how you get paid in this game. Most people don't realize that. They think it's the fast money. There is fast money, but even DJI 6930, it's now up 25x. It took a few days. I mean, funny, right? But like nothing is overnight. You know, everything takes time. Every success story has a timeline where it wasn't linear. You know, it didn't go straight up. Every success story is like this, you know. There's dips along the way. How you handle these dips is what makes you a success at the top, right? And that's really what it's all comes down to. And that's why if you're consistent like me, you just do the same thing every day. You'll do the same thing in the dips that you did in the highs. You do the same, like I've done the same thing throughout. Like, so I've gone through the dips, of course, right? Stream's been lower, less people, this and that, whatever you want to say is a dip. I love what I do. And like a performer, I used to perform, still consider this a performance. And it was 5 people watching me or 5,000 or 50,000, I'm putting on the same performance. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I do. And I would be looking at Bitcoin long-term right now, talking to myself right here. Probably listening to like a self-help video instead or something like that. I'd probably be listening instead of talking, but I'd be doing the exact same thing. So the daily, we're looking for this to flag out. Like this is what we were talking about. Like, can we get a flag on the daily and not get a dump down? And now the daily's looking like we could get this bullish move, go sideways, and continue to pump. And it could be an uptrending flag, which is really bullish. Something like this with a beautiful move here to the upside. So it could be a beautiful uptrending flag where this thing just absolutely moons to 133,000, right? $200. So like, and this is the low. We just kind of keep creeping up. We pull the 21 with us. When you're very bullish, this is what will happen. And we're starting to see companies and a lot of stuff happening, which makes me kind of segue into some cool stuff on the news here. So Ethereum ETF sees record $726 million inflow as altcoins surge. Ethereum's ETF in the U.S. recorded a record-breaking $726 million in net inflows on Wednesday, led by BlackRock and Fidelity. It was the largest single-day inflow for spot ETH ETFs, which now collectively hold over 5 million ETH, or more than 4% of the circulating supply. This is good for Ethereum because it makes it more scarce. And we need that. We need that, you know, without Ethereum doesn't have a circulating supply, so I don't even know how it says it's 4% of the current circulating supply, I should tell you. Because Ethereum has an infinite supply. Just, you know, some people are going to spit out their coffee right now. They're like, no, Sam, you're lying. You're out of your mind. Well, let's just take a look here. Let's just take a look at any altcoin you want. How about Bitcoin? That's why I like Bitcoin, right? And there's 21 million Bitcoin in the supply, right? Makes sense, right? Circulating is 19.89. Like, it's almost got all of the supply out. That's what you want to see in a coin. That's when you know it's good. Ethereum has a max supply of infinity. Circulating supply of 120 million ETH. That's not that bad, though. That's pretty low compared to a lot of other coins. So the total supply is lower than most. 120 million ain't bad. Wow, that's pretty scarce to think that only 120 million people could hold one Ethereum right now. So if you're holding an Ethereum, like, you're in the scarcity of, like, you're that's insane. So pat yourself on the back. Like, that's like, wow. I see, hey, man, you got to look at the numbers there. And I wasn't expecting, I didn't realize, I never really looked at the circulating supply for Ethereum. I never really took a look at it. $54 billion in volume, too. Like, still the big daddy of the day. Still the second biggest coin. And now it's at 3,400. Ethereum booming to the upside, up 23% on the week. Ethereum. Let's finish our analysis. So I like Bitcoin right here, but struggling at about 118,800, 18,800. That was a key level that it could not get back above. So we're going to be watching this candle for the day. If it closes even like that, I'd take an indecision doji for now. I would not want to see a bearish engulfing candle. That's what I'd like to fight off for today, and then we'll go for tomorrow. See, this is a shoulder head, kind of right shoulder. It looks bearish, right? It has a head and shoulder vibe to me. It also has a diamond vibe, and we just took a diamond to the upside. It's kind of got a diamond vibe, right? And diamonds that come in from the bottom dump to the bottom. So the other day, though, Bitcoin did take a diamond to the upside from the bottom. So it did the opposite. And there's a 32% chance it can do that. So, hey, we will see. But, you know, so I got some diamond vibes. And here we are on the 8-hour time frame, right? So it's really all about this $118,005 area. The 8-hour, 21-day moving average. And you can see this kind of cup and handle that I got that we're going to start to zoom in on. And this is where the whole sauce begins for the day. So you're watching this, like, you know, and again, I never said what I do is perfect. I like how I do this. Some people don't, right? I'm not. Everyone has their sauce. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. That's supposed to dump. But this morning, it already kind of created two squeezes here because people loaded up. So you know there's a bunch of stop losses here because people saw this head and shoulder. Bots have done it too. There's a bot taking this long, this short. So there's a lot of liquidity here. And that's what BOOKMAP's telling us. It's saying, hey, there's so many stop losses up here waiting to get hit off. You see them right here. So BOOKMAP is showing me the liquidity. When everyone else thinks that I can't see where you're at, I mean, you're part of this chunk. If you're shorting, you're in here. And if you have no stop loss, you have a liquidation in here. And that means you could get liquidated. So I listened to this. It's about 100. I'd say it's about 90% accurate. Whenever there's more red up here, interim. Now there's more red down there. You could say, okay, and that is way more liquidity. So at any moment we could take a turn down there. And it does say we're eventually going down there. But it says before we go down there, we may just want to clean up the mess up here. There's a chance we go so high, these disappear because they take profits up here. And their stop losses will, you know, and I've seen it before where this disappears when we get the rush. So there's a chance that this could create, you know, the liquidity we need for the move. So we'll find out. But right now, everything's in our favor for a possible pump to 120K based on liquidity. You know, everything else, we don't know. But based on liquidity, yes. Now, this could go either way. If it pumps, we go to 124. If it dumps, it's back to 112.5. Or maybe we double bottom back at 116. But we definitely have some unfinished business. This suggests we go to 114,500, which is somewhere right about here. There's a high volume node at 113.82, which could be our bounce area. So we're going to be looking at that closely and vibing on that vibe. Shout out to everybody here. I'm feeling great, feeling amazing. God bless each and every one of you for kicking it with the lifer. Shout out to Stack McChange, my man. Hope you're out there. God bless you so much. Shout out to Master Friend in the house. I love this guy. If you want to jump on into Leverage Mastery, he's got a 2-hour video course ready to blast you. And then he shows up 3 times a week to really guide you, be there for you, be a voice of reason. If you keep losing, you don't have proper risk management. You need, I'm sorry to say, you need a crypto daddy. I found someone that's really dedicated, has a big heart, and has the knowledge. These 3 things are completely what a teacher needs. I'm a great teacher. I have the skills and the love for others, and that's what really makes me want to teach. And he has the same heart and care. And God's going to bless him with so much in his life because of how much he cares about others. So check out Leverage Mastery with Master Friend, my man, my buddy. And he's part of my whole little package here on Discord. So jump on in today to find out more. We love you, and we appreciate you. Okay, 118,700 for Bitcoin. Everything kind of still trucking along here. We haven't been stopped out. Our stop loss is at break even. We can still win the trade. We're up 14%. Let's see where it goes. This one's struggling too, but it's a longer-term trade on the 1-hour time frame. We got like 8 hours to find out if this cup and handle is going to rip. It is a higher low on the 1-hour time frame. Suggests we can't get the pump after that diamond reversal. Everything possible. So this is kind of where we sit on the 4-hour time frame, and you can start to build the cup and handle, right? And this is why they call me Sammy Cup and Handy, because when everyone else can't really see what's happening, I'm going to hit that cup and handle. And a lot of times that cup and handle is going to hold me down, and the pump is real. So there's a chance here we get this cup and handle move to the upside. I still understand it's symmetrical. It's not all gravy. Like it's, but we're at a precipice where they're going to have a huge pump in the next 5 minutes to an hour and a half, or we're going to slump around all day, We're right here. And if we can defy the head and shoulder pattern, it would be great because that has a nasty measured move. So it'd be nice to kind of scratch this off the table. That says we get to 110, 111K or something. So at least somewhere down to that node or that node, 113.5. So that's a bearish setup right there. Look at it. But if we break this high, it will negate it. We take this high out, then we have to assume the next is a higher low. Then we can take this high out. So once we take this high out, it suggests we could take this high out. And that's how the trend analysis works. Understanding trend analysis is so key. Very important. Let's move on into the 1-hour time frame. And why am I using all these time frames? Because they kind of price action moves through time frames. And it gives you certain indications first on one time frame, and then it gives you the next on another. It's kind of like walking through doors that get smaller in a way. I can't explain it, but that's kind of, say you kept walking through one door and another door, and the doors kept getting smaller, like Alice in Wonderland or something. It's really not the best metaphor, but it's kind of it. And as you get deeper, like in You Personally Walk, that's like price action walking through space and time, and it's walking itself through, right? So let's see, can we get this breakout? We could extend these a little bit like that and say, okay, and can we get this move out the cup and handle? We keep toying with this $118,700 level. We hit it there, we hit it there. Can we break through? As long as we stay above the 200 moving average, I'm bullish on the 1 hour. If we lose it, I turn into a kind of a grouchy little bear. If we lose the 15-minute 200 moving average, which we were down today, it looked like we were going to, we got this awesome surge back to the upside. So I stay bullish. There's no reason not to, and I took a trade down already live on the show, right? So I paid the trader over $300. Had an awesome trade. We're still cooking, up another 123. And then we got this swing trade open that's underwater a little bit, but we're going to let it cook on weeks. So we got it all running. And we used BitConnects, we used Weeks, we used MEXC. Then we got the Tech 100. Let's talk about the Tech 100. I'm going to show you how to set up your Tech 100. Hit moving averages twice. Go here, hit RSI. Type in relative strength and stochastic. And bang, you're ready to rock, really. Go here to the settings on the moving averages. Hit the settings. It'll come up. Change the first one to the 21. Hit the style to white. Make it a little thicker than the first one. Go here. Click this. Change it to yellow. Input to 200. Change it a little thicker as well on the visibility style. You hit this button there. Now we have the 200 and the 21 moving average. And again, we're doing similar to what Bitcoin just did. It's a possible retest. Something I do sometimes is I just open up the trade like this light. Find out where the 200 is and then just find out where you got to go to win. Have to be a huge pump to 23. We'd have to get a new all-time high today. Which just seems what they're going to, if they're going to continue to print money, that's what they're going to be doing. You see what I'm saying? Over and over again. Like, so we want to go to 23,438. Our stop would be somewhere at like 23,100. 110, really. That's the model, though. We take that most of the time, we're going to win, right? What did I do there? Yeah, sorry, I put 21. Be careful. Always double check. That's 111 for 300. It's a smaller account, so we don't want to, you know. But that's a NASDAQ, all right? Go for that all-time high. Nice pump for Bitcoin. Strong. Now this flag is starting to take place. I can kind of delete all my work again. I mean, that's a little flag right there that could be pumping too for doing damage. Let's go, BTC. Let's go, baby. Let's go. The pump is real. The highest we've almost ever been the whole show. Hey, there's nothing like winning a trade live, baby. I'm telling you right now, it's the best. Let's go. Can we get this continuation in the stop loss to break even? We already paid ourselves $500 by 12 o'clock. I'll take it. Crypto Fear and Green Index at 74 was down at that 70 key level. Now back at 74. You know, the higher we get, whenever we get to 80 or 90, it's usually pretty sketchy. If we nice, we got some type of pullback, but this, I don't know, this crypto market looks like it's headed to 120K again. And it keeps knocking on this. Every time it knocks on 118.8, eventually it's going to break through. You know, it keeps hitting it. It keeps hitting it. This is like, it's got to break through 118.8 and get this rippage to the upside. You can see these battles on the 1 minute. It takes time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16 minutes. You hold shift, you pull it sideways, it'll tell you 45 minutes. You got to have patience to win. Everyone thinks it happens overnight. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing happens instantaneously. Success is showing up every single day for thousands of days, and eventually you look back one day and you're like, wow, I'm a success. You don't know how it happened. You have no clue. You just know that it did. You see what I'm saying? And you keep it ripping. Shout out to all my beautiful people learning how to trade with the lifer here, showing you my techniques, tips, and strategies that work out all the time. You know? And how to use proper risk management. If we're going to lose, we're going to lose right. If we're going to win, we're going to win right. We're going to pay the trader. This is day trading. I day trade leverage every day of my life. I'm in and out. I became a leveraged day trader as well as a long-term swing trader, as well as a long-term accumulator of BTC. All right? So if you didn't know me, I've been trading gold and silver for years. I've been trading I'm buying stocks for 20 years, you know, on and off, assets and investing. And I press the buy button thousands and thousands of times on a trade. I've been in and out of so many trades in my life. It's insane. And I could teach you a lot about trading. So I gave you your top-down analysis for Bitcoin. You kind of know where I stand. We're watching the 1 minute as I took you from the 2 week. And you learned a lot. Moving averages, support of resistance, levels to watch, and kind of why, even the philosophy on why I may stay long today. And with that, let's jump on into some altcoins because it's looking pretty awesome today in altcoin land. So Farcoin, absolutely ripping, doing damage. We talked about it. I gave you guys a trade for it. Pancake swap, also something to keep on the radar. Chronos doing damage. Almost every coin up 15, 10, 20, 30%. Let's talk about Hyperliquid at 47. Is that going to continue? I like virtuals here It's up 16% if anything continues to pump. CASP is also something on the radar. Cardano looks like it's going to pump soon. And what takes the cake today is our baby, the banker coin, XRP, pumping to the upside, 324. Let's talk about XRP. I put it out in this little flag too. You can see this flag said it wanted to pump and do damage. It's almost to the target at 347. Let's take a look at XRP on the trade that I gave and I've had open for a long time here on the daily. Our entry was right there at 214, and this thing is gone. And it's headed to 340, which is the target. I don't see how it can't get there either today or tomorrow, or even if it flags out and starts its new journey. I saw this slanted Adam and Eve, which told me that it was going to break out. I said I've been back testing these and they just play out. You take the neckline to the edge of the curve, swing it back to the neckline. It's exactly where you're going to go, and it's like 90% accurate, this Adam and Eve pattern. I don't understand. It just plays out over and over again. I never knew it happened twist. You know, I used to always look for it like a double bottom. But now I'm realizing it happens kind of like this. And then you'll see the coin play out. It happens like that. It will break out. Same as when it's like this, or sometimes like that, or even sometimes kind of sideways like that. It's hard to see, but it will play out every time in this weird world. And there it is slanted, you know. And it breaks out. It's called the Adam and Eve double bottom. Get to know it. It'll make you so much money. Check, please. Bang, bang, bang. The Adam and Eve. So, a beautiful move here for XRP. I'll leave this trade open just to prove. I mean, we've been holding this trade forever, and I've shown this trade for days. People kept asking me, XRP, XRP. And you can go through all the timestamps, and this stream would have had you at hello and really held you down, right? Let's see, we're up 14% on the trade. I mean, $14. So far, so good. Can we get this pump? Looks like the NASDAQ may follow suit with Bitcoin, and everything may kind of rain on us today. We don't know, though. One step, one day at a time. Silver, 38. Let's talk about silver and break it down. One thing real quick. Hold on one second. So, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, we're going to get into what happened. Why am I possibly concussed today on the stream? Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. All right? May God bless you. Hi, babe. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I just had to do something. My head is... Okay, so why am I getting banged on the head? You know, so silver, look, silver pumping. Silver did the same thing. See my signal there? The 21 crossed the 200 moving average. They got very close. You can trade any asset in the world. What I teach you, it all happens the same way. It's fascinating. Look at the short squeeze here for Bitcoin. 118,900, the rippage. And now they're coming for the win. 119,156. Can we hit that target over here to the upside? This is what I live for, baby. And look, now we could flag out in another ascending triangle. You see this? I love patterns. My whole life is patterns. I see patterns everywhere. I'm like Rain Man. My vision is everywhere. It's called life or vision. You can have it too. Once you just train your brain through neuroplasticity, you'll be fascinated by what you can see and do. It'll it is just like, it's insane. So with that, I would like to add some other news here as well. MicroStrategy hits a record market cap as Bitcoin accumulation continues. It's reached its highest market capitalization to date, closing Wednesday at $455 amid renewed momentum in the crypto market. And I gave a MicroStrategy trade. Someone asked me about it back in the day. I gave an update of what my technical analysis saw. If your education looked the same as mine. So we look at MicroStrategy here on the NASDAQ, and I saw the Sammy cup in handy to the upside. There's an entry there at 403. It's at 455. I see this thing headed to 766. If I really extend the target somewhere, looks like it could get there by October 8th. You really could see a $766 MicroStrategy by October 8th. It could be game over. Stick a fork in them. They're done. Anyone who didn't jump on into Bitcoin, it'll be absolutely insane. Another really, really big deal here is World Liberty-backed Ondo Finance launches first tokenized treasury fund on Say. Say getting mixed in with Ondo. If that doesn't get you cooking, that Say's involved with finance, with RWA, that gets me going too as well. And then one other quick news, and then we're jumping back in, is Adam Beck's new Bitcoin treasury company, BSTR. Like better than Master, so funny, right? Launching with 30,000 Bitcoin instantly, becoming the fourth largest Bitcoin treasury with 1.5 billion in additional cash funding. This is the biggest Bitcoin treasury SPAC deal yet. Dude, like, it's happening. Everything that I talked about for years, the Bitcoin pioneers, we were correct. Follow me at CryptoLifer33. What else will I be correct about today that I'm talking about right now? I'm telling you, I was talking about something 10 years ago that blew up. I'll be talking about something today that's going to find something interesting here. Look at this, man. Look at this pump. Bitcoin ripping. If you took the trade with me, you're doing damage. I gave you the exact entry. I even moved the stop loss to break even. I'm showing you how to be awesome with your risk management. But you do whatever makes you happy. I can never force you, and I'll never tell you what to buy or sell here on this channel. I won't go over your portfolio for you as well. That's just not what I'm going to do. I'm a teacher, you're a student, and that is our relationship. If anyone ever DMs you, say they're doing something, or they're going to trade for you, or copy trade, or all that, that's not me. That is someone impersonating me. Please report that immediately. All right, moving forward. Altcoins ripping. Let's take a look at the chat. You guys know what's up. All right, you guys run. We're gonna He's like, Weeks isn't showing money in the account. It's funny. That happened to me last night. Take a deep breath. They actually came out with Spot Pro. Okay. So if I go to my total balance here on Weeks and you look at it and you're on the Spot Pro account, it's going to show no money. All right. I'm pretty sure. See? You got to go to your Spot account. That's all. Happened to me last night. I was like, oh my God, what's happening? Go over to your Spot account, which I don't want to be rude, but you know what I mean? If I hit my Spot account, you would see it. I share that with my group. So yeah, I think that's kind of what happened to you. I think you'd be all right now. But I don't know. But I'm pretty sure you're fine. Yeah. So and say XRP, let's go. The crypto bot is doing damage. It's doing great. It's got to mitigate it bought the bottom now, and it's going to find its way out. It just bought the bottom here. So it bought there, and there. It's now basically loaded up. When this hits the big area, it's going to take a fat profit. And it wants to sell somewhere 121.6. It's looking for the pump off the higher low. So it's long with me too. So I got the bot in my favor here. If silver, platinum, etc., it basically called the bottom here. Called the bottom right there. Called the bottom right there. Called the bottom there. It does really good. So it's a good chance that was the bottom there and we get our higher low. But you never know. Nothing's guaranteed. I'm liking this flag. This will take us to 119,500. Seeing if I can get out at 119,943 on the trade. So far, so good. Now we're touching the 21 on the 3-minute above the 200. See, it all starts to make sense. Now we got the rippage here on the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ trade I just gave you, absolutely doing damage. I'm doing the same thing on every asset that I see. You see what I'm saying? Just bang, bang, bang. When there's money in the market, we find the liquidity. And I love trading long. I'm a long trader. That's what I do. Move the stop loss up a little bit. Always shaver off risk. Nice pump here for the NASDAQ. Money flowing into the markets. Let's take a look at that CME watch tool. Let's talk about, too, the Forex Factory. Super bullish news. Unemployment claims way lower than forecast. Right? Awesome. The Philly Fed Manufacturing Index doing damage. Right? Way better than what it was forecast or previous. Unemployment claims. Retail sales month over month up 6.6%. They were forecast at 0.1. Way better than thought. And previous was 0 down. So people are spending. People are happy. Core retail sales 5%. Expected at 3%. They were down last time. So this is a bullish idea for the market. There's money here. People are not. The sentiment is changing, you know. People seem to be okay. So that, you know, money in the market. Let's go. Bitcoin dominance taking a tumble. Bitcoin, you know, it had bearish divergence. We talked about it on the macro video I put out every Friday. So we get this breakdown, and then we get the Tether breakdown of Tether dominance, which I talk about a lot. And when you see both of those together, where is the money flowing? If it's leaving Tether and it's leaving Bitcoin, then where the heck is it going? It's going into altcoins. Now, if it's leaving Bitcoin and Tether's going up, then you're getting a dump. But if you're leaving Bitcoin and Tether, then you're getting a pump in your altcoins. We want to see this thing continue to collapse to the downside here. Tether dominance. Super chats, JASMY, Kita, Apps, Render, and Neural. Let's take a look at the super chats. We got JASMY and Kita on deck. Kita falling off. I never got back in. Just doesn't have that vibe right now for whatever reason. I can't explain it. Sammy, when you come to Ibiza, check APT. I'll come to Ibiza. I took you bill in Ibiza. The show in Turkey, I was too. And I went around, motor, and it's better being donor, because it's donor, there's something to do. I need to be alive like me. You're funny. Sam, thanks for the 99. The solve eyes, the consistency. Can you check Kita? Shout out to Saving Crypto. Another BTC long with Sammy and Master Friend. For those watching that are skeptical, check out the 99 testimonials, life or gains, and see for yourself. And everyone, write a testimonial. There's so many there. If you want to give back to the channel, something happened to you, you want to share it, let us know. Write a testimonial. I'd love to read them. Send them on in. We greatly appreciate them. All right. Sammy, when you, yep, same. Thanks for the 90. Yep, another Bitcoin long. Yep, Neural, seeing a shoulder on year to date. On the year. I don't know about that. Laser eyes locked in. Sammy's about to vaporize the bears and Mel faces. You watching this or watching Netflix? Let's go. Shout out to Ricardo Arcia. Damn, now we're struggling. Looks like a double top. They got out of break even after all this talk. Man, it looked like we were seconds away from a massive pump. Just boom. It is a Thursday, man. Thursdays are sketchy. I couldn't believe what was happening already on a Thursday. It was starting to feel like a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday, like, you know, or a Tuesday or a Wednesday, really, preferably. $118.5 now. Me did a blast to the upside. Master, yeah, Master looks great to me. And it already broke out. You're in the money from the entry at 400. It's beautiful. Up more than 10% to start the trade. Unbelievable. Follow me at CryptoLifer33. I'd greatly appreciate it too. Thank you so much. And I got to tell you guys a story. Then I'm going to ask you too what's going to happen, you know. Pump time is near. Be sure to have some pump. Listing on BitGet. Everyone's freaking out about pump. It's usually a pump and then a dump out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So I'll wait for the dust to settle on a lot of that stuff. I don't chase. And maybe it's a huge win. You never know. But I feel like I've already got one by being alive and being with each and every one of you guys. So it's hard for me to chase a lot of stuff these days when I already feel like I'm winning with everybody here in the trading group. So, okay, let's take a look at these super chats and break it down. First one on the radar is Render. All right, let's take a look at Render and JASMY. I like Render. It's one of my long-term holds. And I got to tell you the story. Why did I have to call the police yesterday? What happened? My God, what was going on? All right, and we'll break it down for you like we do every single day. So Render, You know, a lot of coins are in that same flag, right? On the 4 hour, if we go to the 4 hour, they're all in this same flag. Some are in the double bottom. One was like trending down, but most were trending flat or up. And Render's doing the same, and I just see Render booming. I mean, you're touching the 21 above the 4 hour. That's a pump. And honestly, normally I wouldn't say this by the breakout, but there's so much tension here on Render. I see Render blasting all the way to 525, and I see there's a good chance a stop loss below 344, right? I guess the risk reward ratio isn't good enough for me. It's tight there. But I do see Render pumping, and I own Render long term. I'd have to wait for it to break out, flag out here, so we can bring the stop up a little closer. Right there, the stop loss at 369. Still a good chance you could pump from there. But yeah, Render looks good to me. It's technically a breakout. We could extend this and say, no, it's still inside the flag. But to me, it broke out and retested the ascending triangle. And now it's on its way further to the upside. Render. Can make it a 2.79 risk reward ratio. Get to 543. I own Render long term. I'd like to see it continue to pump for sure over time. Man, look how close they got to my stop now. Dang. Now we need some type of inverted head and shoulder to save the day on the 3 minute. Bang. Let's go. Can we hold it? All right. Let's take a look at JASMY here. The next thing coming up here on the Super Chats. Right? We got JASMY. Lift, the 9950 says, can we ever get a long-term price point for JASMY? Would ever break 10 cents? Can't wait for the story time. Hope all is well. Much love. Yeah, I got a cliffhanger here on that story time. You know, JASMY is all about kind of where we're going, where we've been. So, like, where's the total market cap in all of cryptocurrency today? It's 3.83. We're on our way to $4 trillion market cap, which is pretty crazy. You know, so it definitely looks like in this bigger rally, we would get to a 8 trillion, maybe even a 9. I'd say 7.5 to 8 trillion. So if that happens, you have to see where is the money going to go, and how much is going to go into your altcoin. And so what you have to do is you have to juxtapose your altcoin's market cap with a market, you know, with a similar project from last few cycles, but then just up the ante to volume. So JASMY's hot. It definitely has like a lot of people behind it, but it doesn't pump like SWE. It doesn't seem to have that, like, you know, the volume's 3.3 million, but the depth is a lot smaller on MEXC. Coinbase has it too at 6.8 million, and Binance has the best volume at 9.2. So you look at it and you wonder, right? JASMY. And I heard my stop loss got hit. Look at that. I lose no monies. But that's a W. Slanted head and shoulder pattern. After all that, man. Looked promising, but it is a Thursday. I trust nothing on Thursday. Nothing. So the market cap is about 837 million. So you think if the whole market rips in a project like JASMY, you know, could definitely 10x to 8 billion. I don't know if it gets more than that, though. So, you know, maybe, yeah, 16 cents. And I'd safely say 8 or 9 cents because it's a pretty slow mover. I've been watching it for 2-3 years now. And no offense, it just doesn't, it takes a long time for it to get any type of traction. I don't know why. And when it pumps, and then it really like kind of sits still for a while again. It was kind of more exciting about 2 years ago, right? A lot of people were sweating it. But now every coin's kind of in the same position. And honestly, I see JASMY about to do damage. Now, JASMY is a better prospect than Render. We're going to see, because the same pump's going to happen, right? It could also roll over. That's the sad part about it all, right? We don't know what's going to happen. We speculate each day. We don't know. But yeah, there's like a 3.72 risk reward ratio. And JASMY looks nice to me. I'm in this project. I like it. I think that's a play. I personally, my system says that's worth a probability shot on, right? Yeah, so I like what we're doing there with JASMY. Makes sense to me. Do you like JASMY is the question, and you're going to have to ask yourself that question. And if your technical analysis plays out, the education you have makes sense, and, you know, that's going to be the decision you're going to have to make yourself. JASMY. Let's take a look here at what else is coming at us. We got Render, we got JASMY, we got Neural. He's asking about the head and shoulder on year to date. I think that's a little, let's take a look. And that's Neural AI, right? EU, not UE. $29 million market cap. We started buying this thing a long, long time ago. And he says, yeah, I mean, it does look like a right shoulder, but I'm looking for the double bottom, right? But yeah, I do see a right shoulder year to date, but it double bottom trying to pump back off the bottom there. Would have been starting to dump already by now. So, yeah. Exactly. Is Velodrome looking good? Deep book, baby. Yeah. Someone says today is manipulation day. Let's take a look at KETA. Somebody asked about KETA. KETA was so hot. It was the hottest coin ever. And it looked like it was going to bounce off that 786 fib. And it did. But, like, continue. You know, now it's kind of playing games. Like, what does it do? Got the bug. Get out of here. There we go. I think it was a mosquito or something. So, I would look for this to make a flag. You see? And if it can make a flag, possibly get in. It's a great project. It was hot. But the run-up, from May to June was the run-up. It was like a 12X or something that I gave in the channel, and it was awesome. Now it's kind of, I don't know, it's like kind of time. It did defy the head and shoulder pattern, though, and support is becoming resistance. So if it were to bounce and flag out, make it inverted, I'd look for it to pop. Man, it doesn't look like it's over yet, but I don't know. I'm personally not in anymore, you know? Really caring about it, so. Never really got a big piece of that, sad to say, but I found it super early. You know, same thing here with Aptos. Everything is in this same pattern on the 4 hour, right? And it's either going to have a nasty demise or the altcoins are going to rip. Now, the way Bitcoin dominance looks to me like we've broken a big trend. And it tells me that the altcoins have now also broken a trend then, because Bitcoin dominance is not in complete control anymore. People are willing to buy some altcoins with that money instead of just some Bitcoin. So Aptos is likely going to rip with the rest of the market. So either we believe the whole market's going to rip and we set up some trades. And it's kind of like, I don't know, have you ever played, it's similar to this. Have you ever played craps and you bet on the 6 and the 8 and the 9 and the 10, and, you know, sometimes you crap out and it hits every trade. You know, Bitcoin can crap out and every trade loses. But there's a lot of money out here if it hits. So I play that game, and if I could lose 7 times. If I win 3, I'm still up huge. People don't realize that, so they get discouraged by a few losses. You got to be able to stay in the game with proper risk management. Mark Douglas will teach you these things. Mentality. Really work on your mind. Work on your mind. Work on your daily attributes. Work on showing up every day. Work on yourself as much as you work on your job. A lot of people will plan a vacation, right? They'll spend more time planning the details of a vacation than they plan their financial freedom, which is crazy to me, right? I took no vacations and I sat alone in a room till I figured out my way out of the rat race, because I knew I deserved nothing till I got myself out. Everything else was a facade. A trip to Miami, a trip to Florida. Yeah, it got you out of the cold, but you weren't rich. You were just going to end up back where right where you were again. Like, it wasn't going to take me away. So DEGEN, look at DEGEN. So every coin's starting this kind of parabola. And it's beginning the idea that we could get these monster moves in altcoins where they just make a massive statement and start to plow back to kind of where they were. Like, your portfolio ends up in a literally a month's time all the way back up 90% from after holding for, like, it's crazy how fast these altcoins can change. So DEGEN, which I hold, looks like it's going to rip to the upside. Again, proper risk management, and who knows what's going to happen. But I like what I'm seeing for DEGEN. And whenever I can put my stop at the beginning of the pattern and be a 3-to-1, that's hot. I hold DEGEN, so if it pumps, it would be great. Damn, Bitcoin back to 180, 118.5, right? Wishing that it wouldn't. It is a Thursday, though. I put very lack of faith on Thursday. The altcoins, however, doing absolute damage all night long and ripping. Isn't the Forex news more bullish for the currency compared to crypto? Who got stopped out? Arrow looking rough, somebody says. Is PEPE going to rip too? I mean, PEPE follows Ethereum. So if Ethereum's ripping, PEPE should have been ripping, right? That's just how it is. We told you about PEPE and every single coin on the 3-day chart. Said the 3-day chart was your go-to. Oversold stochastic, near the 200, cup and handle. Thing's going to rip. And PEPE did so far do its thing. Now, if you're late or you're trying to chase on PEPE, you wait for that daily to flag out. Maybe we pump up a little more and we have to flag up here. We don't know exactly, but in the next, I'd say 2 to 3 days, you're going to see consolidation for PEPE on the daily. And then once the daily makes a flag, we go from there. 5-6 days from now, I could see a huge pump for PEPE. And so I could put an alert here and wait. Instead of chasing, I let the trade come to me. Very important. Someone asked about FWOG TA. While we're here with PEPE, why don't we look at FWOG? I actually like FWOG. You know, I see it in this falling wedge. It could break out to the 200-day moving average. 4 hour just got above the, with the 21. So again, flag this puppy out. Let's see how it looks when the 21 comes into price action. Ethereum pumps. PEPE pumps. PEPE pumps. FWOG pumps. You know what I'm saying? Put the connections together. Watch how it moves. Altcoins are connected cyclically, and knowing which altcoin makes the most. So, like, if I find a coin that I know is going to pump off PEPE, like FWOG, then it's basically trading Ethereum at a higher leverage. It's the same exact scenario. You see what I'm saying? Look, now they're going to bounce this puppy. So I really like trading. And remember, this isn't over trading. I didn't lose. But I really like being as close to that 200 moving average as possible. I've been using the 3-minute a lot here. $120, $183. Trading ain't easy, man. I like this because it shows you how disciplined you got to be to trade. And you got to be on it, like really on it. All right, we're back in. Sammy's back in again on BitTinex. As long as we hold that 200 moving average, I'm willing to take a shot. All right. My man sold all his Palantir, threw it in AVAX, going for the highs. Wow. Can you check Casper? Thank you for mentioning Doge. I'm making some profit. God bless you, brother. Amen. Let's take a look at Plume TA, somebody asked about. Can you look at Sol and Say? We look at one. You can't do two. If everyone did two, think about it. Shout out to Stack McChange in the house. We missed you, Stack. We love you, man. I joined the 99 yesterday, somebody said, and still can't access the Discord. I sent an email and have not gotten a reply. Someone will help you right now. I'll make sure of it. Crypto Lifers, someone sent an email. Send an email at cryptolifers@gmail.com. Sometimes it's because people have two different Discords, though. They'll figure out a way to help you. They know all the different problems, including user errors. Not saying it was user error, but they know all the user errors. And they will help you and make sure your right is rain. All right. Yeah, Cetus is going to pump, in my opinion, yeah. Someone says MYRO is about to do damage. Let's look at here at MYRO. Yeah, I mean, MYRO down there too, Rip. This flag didn't end up playing out right. They dolphin dipped it. But again, that 4-hour flag, man, there it is like everything else. The double bottom and then it pumps out. It says it's not done. It still has some time. Yeah, flag out that 1 hour. It's getting very tight. MYRO possibly 233. That's its next target. I hold MYRO long term. I'm loving to see these coins rip the way they're ripping. It's been awesome. So, no complaints here on my end of the woods here. It's been awesome. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. And we take a look at Hyper Liquid too. Hype, the hot coin, the hot hand. Fell off the trade though, didn't stay tight in there. I wasn't in that. I'm in a bigger trade down here, but dang, I wanted to see that thing stay. Let's take a look at it long term. So the daily, it pumped a little further away than everything else because it was, you know, it actually had a head start on most of the market. It was pumping when most things were kind of dormant. Yeah, we know we got two scenarios here. One that we come all the way back down, one that we kind of go flagging out. Everyone would like the flag out. See, this looks different than everything else. Everything else isn't that. Like here, it already did the double bottom and then broke out. It's like ahead of it. I'd like to see it bounce here and then continue up. $62. And I have a bigger target on the long term because to me, this is a flag, right? And that flag would be the whole length of this pole. And that's telling me we get to $76 for Hyper Liquid. So I'm very bullish on it. I've got a big bag and I want to see where it goes. Let's take a look at SEI, one of my favorite coins in the game. And with that news, did they bump off that Ondo news? You would think they definitely got some inclusion there. SEI ripping. The daily, the last couple of days, so it's been ripping ever since we put out the call at 25, right? Finally got back above that $30 region nicely. But now it looks like it needs to cool off. It hit a resistance. 4 hours doing its thing, 1 hour. Yeah, it hit a resistance. I'd say the daily needs to chill out. So I wouldn't rush into SEI right now. Again, same thing. One of these two things will play out. We're not sure how. And then our next leg to the upside from here or there. I put an alert to alert myself so I don't have to know. And that's how life is. And then, boom, we're ready to rock. Make sure maintaining, consistency over time. Doing the same thing every single day. Never wavering. And that's the hardest part. Most people can't do that, right? And it's not easy. Some days I'm here at my desk. It's so hard to stay focused and disciplined. It's not easy, even for me. So if it's hard for me, I can't imagine everybody else. And I've done it every single day for thousands of days. So the charts aren't easy. Life is around. You want to go out. You want to play. You want to hang out. I get it. People want to go out drinking. They want to have fun with, I live a very disciplined life. All right, everybody. It's not, some could say it's boring. I get some cool stuff that the average person doesn't though, right? You know what I'm saying? Fly around the world. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just being honest with you of kind of what happens, right? What happens in life. So if you work harder than everybody else and you bust your butt, and not even everybody else, just ask yourself, and it's not even about human, everyone else personally. It's more like what other human beings are doing. Ask yourself, do I push myself harder than most humans or to the highest level of the highest level humans? Tom Brady said, who's working the hardest in the NFL? He said, I want to work just as hard. I want to have a trainer. I want to learn how to stay limber. I want to learn how not to get hurt. Quarterbacks get hurt. So he found a way to try to mitigate that through some type of, new way of doing it. And look how long he lasted because of that. It wasn't just his skill. It was his mentality, the way he went about it, right? His thought process, his conscious delivery. God bless everyone. 777 Filecoin, please. Wow, it's been a while. Filecoin. Let's take a look at SEN, TLA 989. Master of the market with Sam Price, Master Friend, and Mark Douglas. 100%. Definitely. Look at Plume, PENGU, Filecoin, and Sen. Caspa looks nice to me. Just a little tightness on the 4 hour, maybe 12 more hours. And I can see Caspa back at 11 cents. I own a big old bag of it. I believe in it. So, Caspa, baby, Caspa. The Plume Network. A lot of people talking about Plume. It gets a lot of recognition, right? You hear about it. To me, that's a cup and handle. See, there's your cup. There's your handle. And these things do damage just the way they are. I've seen this just like that do absolute damage. So yeah, 15-cent Plume looks likely to me. You heard it here first to the channel. I like this call. I'm very bullish on it. It doesn't take me long to see what I need to see. I'm very simple with it. Stop loss can be right there below that 200 moving average. I like what I see for Plume. It could do absolute damage. Yeah, so my entry would be 11, the stop would be below 9, and the target would take you to 15, possibly even 17. This thing's hot. I'm actually trade this. I've been watching this coin for a long time. So I have a good relationship with it. I understand it. I know it's price action. Definitely something to pay attention to here. So I told you it was going to be altcoin heavy stream, whether people realize it or not. And that's why, like, not missing out on the trading. The trading group's really going to have it so organized for you, so you don't have to think. You're just going to see all the setups nice and neat, played out, and you're going to be able to go through the ones that make sense to you, re-chart them, get your education, whether you're learning, whether you're finding out how to do it with, whatever you're doing, you're going to get the information. It's going to be amazing. UEC, PENGU, and Filecoin. UEC, which is some type of uranium energy corp here on New York ARCA, right? Again, I mean, look how it touched the 21. It did that old, like, dolphin dip to the stop loss and ripped, right? You see this a lot. But again, what it did do is it touched the 21 above the 4-hour. And did basically a bit of a double bottom, almost a cup and handle there as well, right? So look at on the daily. I delete everything, and you can see there's kind of a double bottom here, resistance up here, and nice support there. Once it got above the 200 moving average on the daily, you can enter the trade, you're gone, right? You can be high risk down here, but why do that when there's a higher probability of winning? That's my whole thing. Why take the risk? So now the daily's a little far for the 21. So now there has to be consolidation before you continue. I'd be watching your 15-minute time frame. And there's a chance that the 15-minute continues a pump today. So I don't know if they hold Bitcoin or whatever, but that looks like it's going to continue to grow. Look for a move somewhere to 897. XLM, please. Pray for Hill Country. God bless you, man. Shout out to Southern Yankee. Thoughts on VRA? I like VRA. I've held it for a long time. Let's take a look at Filecoin and see what's happened to Filecoin here. So Filecoin, I like this right off the bat. Look what I see. Right off the bat, look what I see. I mean, I see the 15-minute in a flag, touching the 21 above the 200. You know that Sammy likes to see that. That's the Sausalito. It's a good cookie by Pedgered Farms, but it is processed, so be careful. Processed food can lead to colon cancer, right? I don't know. I'm just, it makes sense, right? If you eat a lot of processed food, then you're going to have, I probably, no, not today. Let's take a look here. Filecoin. Can that thing continue to pump? I like it. It looks good to me. I'm bullish on altcoins right now. Like, I'm in that place where, like, everything looks like it's going to do damage. Yeah, you get the stop loss below the 200 there. Filecoin on my radar. And I don't even like this coin personally. I don't even have it long term. Not to be rude to anybody. It's just not my thing. Like, it's like, to me, it's a dinosaur coin compared, it's new, but all the coins from last cycle are like, I'm always like, where's the new stuff? That's why I like Hyperliquid. It's new to this cycle. We didn't know about it last cycle at all, All right, and here's one of those days I could just hang out in the fan funding, and that's going to keep me going, right? So we did Plume, we did Caspa, we got to do PENGU. We just did Filecoin. Shout out to Crypto Cow. God bless you, brother. Let's take a look at PENGU. Shout out to all my awesome people here that just love trading, love coming back, and making the stream amazing. 1,500 beautiful souls here on a summer stream. We're doing awesome. One of the biggest streams in all of cryptocurrency here with the Lifer. Please subscribe to the channel, everybody. I'm on my way to 100,000 subscribers. It's the biggest deal ever. It would be amazing if we can get there, and I know we can. So God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. But I got to show you one thing, right? And just show you what I just got to show you this. Analytics and go to live count, right? Yes. So 98,538. You would make my dream come true. You help us get to 100,000 subscribers, and we're so close, everybody. Try to pin me. Look, though, my growth has been amazing. Flatlining me the last couple days. Let's get this move. Let's push through. Let's show them who the lifers are. Make 100 accounts. Do whatever you have to do. Let's push us to the upside here. No, let's get it going. But subscribe to the channel. 100,000 subscribers. We're so close. And I believe we could do it. We are so close. Please subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. We're at the precipice here. About to crack through 100,000 subs. But I can't do it without each and every one of you beautiful people. I just can't. So look, 42 here. And so they're going to say no rate cut in July. But in September, there's now a 52% chance they're going to cut the rates. So it's a higher chance they cut the rates than they don't. Man, when they cut those rates, on top of what we're seeing here in crypto, it's going to be amazing. And my man sends 50 lifer memberships. Sarp tomorrow, 8862. You didn't have to do that, but you did. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. It's very, very nice of you. And we got someone asking about TRX, Sleep 4763. We got you. We got someone asking about BONK. Byron Yatako. We love you, Byron. We've got Xavier Lynn, 9293. Can you please look at Aid Cardano? We got thoughts on VRA. We got XLM. We did UEC. We have to do SEN. And we're on PENGU now, right? If I remember correctly. So, moving forward. Let's take a look. PENGU had a huge pump. It kind of front ran the rest of the market too as well. Got above the 200 moving average on the 22, and it was gone. Now you kind of make a flag here. Same idea. And it looks like we just need some sideways price action for a couple days, and then everything can kind of continue. I see PENGU headed to 5 cents, and it's only a matter of time. All right. Wow, big super chat coming on in there. I believe that's a $100 super chat. Let's talk about it. Wow. It's red. Yeah, red is $100. Wanted to show my love and appreciation for everything you do. You're a true inspiration for us, not only as a hard worker, but also as a father and a husband and everyone. Sub to this absolute legend. God bless you, man, and thank you. I'll take my 3 daughters out for ice cream today on that, and I'll say thank you to you, man. You remember. Shout out to Christian. God bless you, and thank you. That's like unbelievable. You didn't have to give, but you did. That will come back to you tenfold. And then this guy gives 50 memberships too as well. It's been an amazing day to be here on the channel. Blessed to everybody out here. I got to finish my story. I got to tell my story. We have so many super chats, I can't even tell the story today. I had a story for you guys. It's a real story. It happened yesterday in my life. It's crazy. And funny, things have been pretty quiet for me for a while. Always seems like something's happening though. So we looked at Filecoin from Peter. God bless you, man. We looked at uranium. We got to look at SEN, S-E-N. You know, it started as like kind of like a meme that I jumped into, but it turned into a bigger project. And some people are kind of still stuck on it. I still own it somewhere in the depths there. Haven't really thought about it. It seems to a double bottom. Is it going to continue to pump? I don't know. It's not my coin. But anything could happen, right? See if it gets above that 4-hour 200 moving average. And if it does, yeah, I mean, everything that's been doing that has pumped. It's like 90% of coins that have broken above the 4-hour, touched the 21, have gained. So you would assume that SEN would get that pump. And being very low, that's probably a pretty high gain, right? Yeah, 44%. So SEN actually could be a pretty nice winner. I see what you're saying. You just want me to kind of look at that. It's just really low compared to most. It doesn't have as much attention. Okay. I believe we looked at Stellar Lumen already, but let's just double check. For my man, Fast Easy Cash, VRA after that. Yeah, the Southern Yankee asked about XLM. Let's look at Stellar Lumens. So the last time I put out Stellar, I put out in this big double bottom, suggesting it was just going to break out of the double bottom to the upside. It looked like it could. And that beautiful ring of people jumping on it, it looked like it could definitely pump. And it did that. Now it's kind of sitting pretty and starting to flag out. And it seems like these ISO 222 coins have something brewing. Now, I've got Stellar Lumens in the bag. I've got XRP in the bag. So you would assume this thing would just kind of go sideways for maybe a day or two and then continue to pump. Head to 61 cents. I see Stellar. This ain't done. Stellar ain't done. And Stellar could boom all the way to the upside here and do massive damage. So I like what I'm seeing for Stellar Lumens. I'll wait for the 200 to get a little closer, tight price action, but that looks good to me. And it's moving with these ISO 222s. And you know, if you can't see that XRP is booming, and when XRP pumps like this, it's very good for Stellar Lumens. Stellar about to do damage to the upside. And again, a lot of people can't see the stream. They're at work. They can't come around, or they come later. We timestamp all this. We have everything set up for you. Nobody does more altcoins than me in the entire space. I can almost guarantee it. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just being honest. 7-day-a-week stream. We do 9 streams a week. More if it's a monthly candle close. And we just don't stop here. Haven't taken a day off at 1,000, whatever number of the show, 1,698. We're about to hit the 1,700 show. And, you know, ever. So, Bitcoin ripping. We're up $27 of the trade. $220, up 27%. I'm sorry, not $27, up $220. 27%. That's what sticking to business has you doing. And are we back in the green finally here? No, about to be though. And that, look at that massive trade there, 271%. And now the cup and handle starting to show signs of a pump. 119,000. We haven't been here all stream. Bitcoin doing damage, didn't even make the right shoulder. Ripping to the upside. So this is what we're talking about. And Sammy's in the live trade again, up $211. And everyone's like, but he did it yesterday, but he did it. Everyone, whenever I do this, they're always trying to someone always tries to say something about how I do it. But they're like, but he did it live every single day though. He did it tomorrow, do it the next day. You know what I mean? Most people, 90% of people lose all their money trading. So even if you weren't able to do this every day, make $200 a day, you'd be beating 90% of the market. Don't you understand that? Most people think everyone's winning. It's just not the case. Think about it. Most people are not. If you're coming out alive, you're in the minority. Repeat that, say that to yourself. Remind yourself how lucky you are to win. And I found a strategy. It took me years. Most people would not spend the time. That's why I was blessed by the universe with this little extra little sauce. It happens. I believe when you put in the work, you get the blessings. Let's take a look at Veracity here, which looks like it's about to do serious damage. I could see Veracity pump hard. It seems like it's breaking out already, but I'm not a fan of buying breakouts, but that thing is going to pump. That's a nice setup. You can get away with buying breakouts. It's breaking some of the rules. When the market's just so frothy, it does not matter. When there's so many people jumping in after you because you jumped in so early that you don't have to stress it. The ERA is a little sketchy. The stop loss has to be a little too close for my liking compared to some of the other setups. But I do see it breaking out. They might dolphin dip it first and then rip it. You might see something like this and then a rippage or just a continuation. We don't know. But what it does tell me is very likely it's going to be somewhere at 00177 sooner than later. That's a 28% gain. It's a nice pump. All right. Someone says, can you have a look at ADA and SWE, please? We're going to look at SWE. And SWE I have a big old bag of. You got to have a bag of SWE, right? SWE hit $4. And we told you it was going to out this flag to the upside. I have SWE in a bigger 3-day cup and handle. We talked about getting into SWE right there. It bounced off that. And let me show it to you clean. But I've had this in the channel for weeks now. And people are going to be like, oh, everyone wasn't paying attention to me. People were leaving the group when I was explaining these are the best prices for SWE. And I guess people were just sick of hearing it. But I mean, you could have got SWE at $2.30. It's now at $4. This is insanity. And so people are just going to dip from basically the market when the market doesn't go their way. And they dragged it out. They got a lot of retail to give up on this market. They did. I see SWE headed to its all-time high, back to 550 and higher. Starting to consolidate on a massive scale. Now you're seeing this. And that's super cycle, right? And now you got the real target. $8, $8.54. You heard it here first. I never drew this before, ever. So SWE could come up, come back down somewhere to 344. Might be its last chance to buy somewhere here at 320, 351 before it rips, 351 before it rips up. There's the cup and handle doing damage. SWE target 844. We just found from the algorithm measured move. Actually, let's extend that. It's bigger than that. It's taller. It's 10. $9.30 for SWE. That says we can get there by November. So hold on to your shorts. About to be a massive pump for SWE over time. And that'll be awesome. I'll be a happy man with my SWE bags. All right. Have a look at ADA and SWE. Cardano is awesome. I'll go look at Cardano because I've been holding it since 2 cents. And I love Charles. Talked to me on my birthday the other week. Like 2 years ago on my birthday. Not the other week, but the other one of my birthdays, the last few years, I should say. So Cardano ripped out of the flag that I talked about. I went over it many, many times. 6%. I see a gain to 93. So hold on to your hats. I see Cardano continuing to pump out the flag that we gave you. And then we gave you MinSwap, which we knew was going to follow Cardano. And MinSwap looked very bullish. How MinSwap did in pump, it did. And I gave this to the trading group, right? So MinSwap. And I went over this many times too because I was like, hey, don't forget. See, I know what ecosystems are connected to what coins are connected to, And if you see something at Cardano, you see something, right? BONK doing damage. And I hold a bag of BONK. So, wow. I bet my alt portfolio is up huge today. It's doing pretty good. We're getting a massive pump here. And yeah, the equity is going up a lot because these altcoins. So look at the daily now for BONK, though. That was a huge pump. Seems like it's getting a bit of a sell-off now. I would pull that fib and start to look somewhere down at that 618 Fibonacci level and the 21-day moving average. And then, very possibly we can get the move. So what happened yesterday? I have about 10 minutes. I'll probably get bombarded with super chats anyway. But what happened yesterday? We got, just wanted to show my love. Thank you so much. Hey, sorry for the late super chat. Can you look at ICE, please? Thoughts on cakes and fast easy cash? Cake, ICE, and TRX. Let's see if I can get them done and tell you my story. Possibly impossible. No one wants to hear my story. They want to see my TA. I'm Rain Man. They're like, dude, anyone can talk. Not everyone can do your thing with the chart thing. We want to see that stuff. You know what I mean? TRX got tight and continued to pump. Everything boomed out of that. And TRX was 23 cents, booming all the way up. I could see it pumping tight moving averages. Whenever they get tight, a move is happening. My target there was 29. It went higher to 31. So now what for TRX? I mean, it's on a beautiful move, right? Kind of rounded bottom. I look at the weekly, and honestly, the weekly looks like it's going to do some serious damage. And I felt like it was in a flag on the weekly. Wow, this thing's headed to 50 cents for whatever reason, but it is. On the bigger time frame, we just kind of have to find out what's going to make it tick on the smaller time frames. Really good to trade at macro because it's such a big coin. Like, it's been around, and the chart's long. It's been around a long time. Pumping as we speak, like doing just massive damage out this flag on the 4 hour. Every coin was on that 4 hour ready to rock. Like, I just said, pick your coin. I said to people, I said, you got this double bottle on 90% of coins in the flag. Like, you pick your fancy, it's going to rip. You get in with the stop loss, let that thing pump. Right? That would get to 32. Again, I don't show it after the fact. My stuff happens before, so I don't do that. But dang, man, that thing looks... Could we get all the way to 33 cents? It looks likely. So now you got to look for like some movement on a smaller time frame. I'd be watching the 15-minute for some type of flag. But everything tells me that it can continue to pump. And no reason why it can't go all the way to 33 cents. Wow. Please, Quant, I have an open, long open. See, no one will let me tell the story. Nobody. Nobody will let me tell the story. I got a story to tell, man. Why I got hit in the head and had to call the cops. But nobody wants to find out why. Everyone wants a super chat still now. Let's take a look at Quant, Cake, and ICE, and then my hand's going to fall off from doing TA, all right? I mean, Quant's about to pump. It's touching the 21 on the daily. Looks beautiful. Has a lot of liquidity. Barely moves, so when it moves, it moves. Last time I looked at Quant was like years ago when I was in Vegas. Yeah, I see Quant about to do damage, though. Stop loss below 102. Like, I'd be willing to put the long position on that. Like, when there's so many people in the market, they can't really go after the hunt. This thing could do some serious damage to the upside, though. Quant, looking like you could bang. I like it. It's a nice trade. Let's take a look at ICE and Cake. When this first came out, I liked it a lot. Didn't pump out the cup and handle, as you can see, though. I don't know, this thing, I got it on the, I had it on PERP. It's on BitGet, MEXC. They got on Weeks. OKX. I'll look at the Weeks Perpetual. I mean, it's in that cup and handle like almost everything else, but I don't know. It looks weak to me. You know, a lot of things have pumped. They're above the 200s. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame. Still below the 200 kind of, but can it get the slanted Adam and Eve? So you're looking for this. They're rounded by, and then maybe. But it feels like it's a little behind all the rest of the coins. It's going to take its time. It's not really ready like the rest. Tell the story. Wow, look at that. Thank you for the super chat. That's super nice of you. So someone asked for a super chat for me to tell the story, so I have to listen. And I got to do that super chat. I may not be able to finish anything else. I like Cake breaking out. Cake looks bullish to me. All right. Only a matter of time. I mean, I see Cake headed to $4. It's likely going to be there. You do what makes you happy. It's a great ecosystem. It moves with BNB. CZ is running the show. I don't see how it doesn't stop. Cake, baby, Cake. I still stay Cake and hold Cake on Pancake Swap. All right, so the story. My buddy has an Audi. I think it's an A6. All right. He has 2 paddleboards in the top. You know, you blow them up, but they're very hard. Really, you know, and then they have fins sticking out the bottom, right? He puts them like both kitty corner. Anyway, so he gets up on the other side of the car. He's over here. And he's getting, you know, he's over here and he's talking to me. And he opens his car door and puts his foot in. I don't. I'm standing here, you know. All right. Just standing. Now, as I'm walking to the car, a fly was biting my leg numerous times. What's called a green-headed fly. They hurt bad. And it bit me once really nice, and it hurt. And so I saw it, and then I saw it land on me again. And he had basically, it was my fault, I believe. No, we'll talk about it. You know, we don't know, really. We'll talk about it. I always let you guys decide what happened here. So he has, you know, the ropes around, or like, you know, these just little beautiful, really quick harnesses, you know. And he tells me, hey, just pull it so when I pull it, it's free. Like, you know, so I pull it this way. And he takes it, and there's no metal on the end. It's nice and free, and he takes it. And then I pull this one, and he takes it. You know, and then we're about to take them off. And I figure we're going to, like, communicate, and he's going to, I'm going to push it there, you're going to push it there. And I'm like, all right. And I see the fly, and the fly's biting me, and I look down, and I'm like, that fly, and I hit the fly, right? And then I kill it, and I look at it in my hand for a second, and I can't believe I killed it. So, like, man, look, I got the fly. And I go, hey, man, look. And I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens. I don't know if I bend down, and as I get up, What I think happened is he swung the front off. Like I thought I was going to catch. He thought I was there. Like we didn't communicate. Usually you communicate with somebody and then the wind took it. So he swung it sideways. So if we look at it from the top, I'm here. He's here. He swings it this way. So and the edges of, and then I stand up, and as it comes, it goes right into my head. And it cuts my head open. Like it cuts me. I have a cut here in my head and a big bump on the top of my head. And I'm like, I'm frazzled. I'm hitting the head pretty hard. This is yesterday at like 3 o'clock or something in the afternoon. So I'm like, I'm out of it. I'm completely out of it. I don't know why it won't let me go look at my drawing now. That's crazy, right? I can't go back. So anyway, I'm frazzled. We get back to the beach. Now I'm back, right? We get back to the beach. And I'm sitting there. I'm out of it. I'm on a beach towel, right? Comatose. Just like, what happened to me? Telling my wife, like, what the heck happened? I put an ice bottle on my head. I'm just trying to, like, figure out what happened to me. Like, I couldn't see it happen, and I know I got whacked. And I've been in a pretty good amount of street fights, and I've been hitting the head pretty hard. And it was, like, one of the hardest I've been hitting the head in a long time, man. I was like, whoa. I kept telling my wife, like, I think I'm concussed. I don't know. I had a hat on at the time. I got hit so hard, the hat went flying somewhere. Like the hat just got sent. Like, I didn't even remember I had a hat on. I got hit so hard. Like, I'm sitting there with a hat on. Next thing you know, I get hit so hard. I don't even know I have a hat. An hour later, I'm asking everyone where my hat is. Then, like, we get home, and they have my hat, and they're like, we saw it in the bushes. They're like, when you got hit, it must have flown off your head. And I'm like, oh, my God, right? So, anyway, I'm on the beach passed out, or sitting there, and then my daughter, 10 years old, his 12-year-old daughter, his 9-year-old daughter, my 6-year-old niece, and my 9-year-old nephew all take 2 paddleboards. He gets on one, I think, with like his daughter and one kid, and I think my niece, and then the other 4 girls get on this one, right? And they're paddling out, and they were gonna go to this like sandbar right here. It's about, I'd say, 50 yards, right? Now, I don't like the kids going out without someone. I should have been on this board, but I'm sitting there lying on the beach, and they kind of just start going out without me, like, and I don't have a time to, like, normally I'm kind of like a bit of a safety freak, and I'm like, hey, everyone, no, I'm not out there. Give me a second here, and because I got hit so hard, I didn't have a chance to, like, really say something, I'm sitting there and, like, I don't know what's on. It still hurts when my headphones hit my head. So anyway, they get past the 50-yard mark, then they go out a little more. And then I say to his wife, I said, my wife actually says, they're too far. I think they need to come in. She's like, they're fine. They know what they're doing. They do this all the time. Then they get out here. Eventually, if you're on the beach right now, they eventually look like a speck. They're like a little bit. And then I realize, like, they're in trouble. And everyone else is acting like it's fine. I'm like, no, they're in trouble. And I call 911. I say, man, there's a guy out here. It's my friend. He's out there with and they're like, who's there? They wanted to know the names. And they radioed to a harbor master who found them out here with a boat, and the Coast Guard came and they pulled them back to shore, man. But I saw my daughter out there just like floating away, man. And man, my wife was like almost in tears. And it's fine. Like, she was fine. Like, but to see my daughter out there, man, I was like, and she was fine. Like, they said they were laughing, but I didn't know. I thought they might have been. I didn't know what was going on out there. And they got pulled into shore. Luckily, everything was fine. But, like, you never know, man. And so I got whacked in the head. I had to call the cops. My daughter almost floated away. You never know what's going to happen, guys. You never know what's going to happen with your day, And so, and no amount of money can save you from life, no matter what's going on in your life, right? So, with that being said, it's 12 o'clock. I like to jump on out here. Don't mess with the ocean, man. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, no, I knew I had to call the cops. Like, because you don't want to call the cops on your friend. Like, your friend's out there and you think they're just playing around, and you don't want to make a big scene. Like, what if it's not a big deal and you got the paramedics there and everything? You know what I mean? But I knew I had to call the cops. Like, I've been out in the ocean. I said, man, they're struggling out there. Like, you can't see, too. They're so far away with the ocean and the light. You can't see anymore, really, what's happening. And, yeah, the currents will get you, man. Especially that Vineyard Sound. It will pull you right out. It'll pull you right out. Bitcoin, trade still doing damage. Looks like we're doing some type of bullish retest here. And this flag could continue. I'm going to stay long. You do you. But we're in the money, and we did win. So God bless everybody here on the live. We're still up 18% as we continue this move. The NASDAQ absolutely ripped to the upside. The trade is doing damage. It looks like it's about to go for more, actually. So if you traded the NASDAQ with me, you got a free live trade as well. Okay, so we traded 2 live assets in a row, like simultaneously on 2 different exchanges. One on Bitcoin, BTC.C. We traded MEXI. I took gains on MEXI. You see my swing trade open on weeks. I'm live day trading Bitfinex, right? And I got BTC.C ripping as well with the NASDAQ. So those are all my exchanges. We use them all today. We're having a blast. And don't forget, last but not least, Kinesis, right? I'm still buying silver on Kinesis. Look, the balance is going up. When silver continues to pump, this is going to take it to the upside. So what I did is you can go here to receive assets, and I hit tether. Where did I get my tether here? Yeah, right there, receive. And then I hit tether. I received my tether, and then I was able to purchase KAG, which is a silver token. I believe silver is going to start pumping hard, and having access to the crypto and the silver token completely connected to silver. And at any point I could see, why not an exchange? Why not just trade silver? Well, at any point I can sell this for actual silver. They'll send me the silver. So if I make good gains in trading on, let's just say I trade the NASDAQ, I can take all my profits in silver. I can trade the NASDAQ into tether, send the tether over to Kinesis, and then buy more silver. And that's kind of the plan. I'm going to trade the NASDAQ to stack silver. Then the silver will rip. Always stacking money that makes more money. Understand? And that's the goal. That's the hype. That's the idea is to stack. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. We went over so many altcoins. I see altcoins about to rip. Bitcoin dominance dipping. And everything's in our favor. So shout out to everybody here. God bless you all. Sam, stay blessed. So many crazy close calls for me lately too. I don't know what's going on in this world. Literally posted, watch out for the devil's foot on Earth Day 2 days ago. Amen, man. Yeah. Mama Earth makes us feel small for sure, man. Yeah, and I don't know if I'm still concussed. I have a headache. I don't feel too well. So, but I'm going to manage. Don't stress. DJI 6930 to the moon, somebody said. Let's see if it's still pumping as we jump on out of here. It definitely is the winner, though. $28 million market cap. Thing is doing damage. I like it. Shout out to everybody here on the live as we leave you with a live trade still open, up 12%. I'll be back tomorrow with another awesome and amazing live stream. I don't know how we do it every single day, but we do. You guys show up and we make this one of the best streams in all of cryptocurrency. Please subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. On our way to 100,000 subscribers. I can't believe I get to say that. It's been so much hard work, 5 years of dedication. Everyone, I studied many people that made it, many successful people. And it's not even just about money, it's about work ethic. And I found out, they had a secret. And you know what it was? There's a secret to success that I learned that everybody knows that's successful. I figured out what it was. You want me to share it with you? Shh, lean in. I don't want everyone to know. Listen. The secret to success. Listen, this is it. It's getting started.